Hello, everyone. This is Josh Oakes, and today I have a Parent University customer here today. I'm so excited. This new program that lets you watch videos with your kids, lets you train your kids on why they need to be safe and smart online. And it's such an uphill battle to try and make these. And I've got a real customer here that found us through Google. Her name is Jackie Schuler, and she's coming at us live. And Jackie, I'm so thankful for you here today. And you reached out to us with more questions. How are you doing today?
Great.
Hey, so you have a 14-year-old that you really bought Parent University for, right?
Right.
And you waited to give him Instagram until then. Is that correct?
Right.
Which is amazing. And you contacted us with questions and you said, all right, so I have these questions about this. And I turned around and called you because I loved your questions. I thought you are a parent that is just doing all the right things, concerned for your kids. You had everything just going in the right direction and a lot of passion for wanting to keep them safe. Talk to us about your experience in Parent University.
So I just joined not too long ago. And where do I look at in here?
You're doing great. Just at the camera.
I joined maybe a week ago and just was browsing, and I love it because there's videos I can watch with my kid. There's parent-child, and then there's parent videos to get up to speed. I like to be ahead of where the kids are, and I didn't feel that way with Instagram and all the social media. And my son is asking for Snapchat, so I need to be in the know.
So let's talk about Snapchat for a quick sec. Let's talk about, I want to help your family, but I think this is a huge ordeal. And I talked to somebody last night, the frustration between Snapchat. How are you feeling about giving your 14-year-old Snapchat?
Not good. Not really.
Yeah.
I know you've given us some great ways to navigate it and learn about it, but I don't really feel good about the ads that are on it.
Yeah, and those of you that are joining right now, in Parent University, if you take our deep dive parent-only Parent University video about Snapchat, I created a lot of parents asked for this, but we created a kind of a floor plan. Imagine if you looked at your home from the top, you try to tell people where to go. It'd be like, oh, turn left, then right, and then this hallway. But what if you had a floor plan for Snapchat? So you knew where all the rooms are, because Snapchat is known as one of the most difficult apps to get to know for parents. Kids swipe through and they don't feel like they're going to break something, but us adults go, oh, wait, what's going to go wrong if I do this? So we created a floor plan. Were you able to watch that where I showed you kind of where to go and what to do?
Yes.
It's still weird. You go all the way to the left to do this disappearing stuff and all the way to the right, and you see ads that are inappropriate for your kids.
Right.
That's where Variety and BuzzFeed and all these sexually explicit college style ads for college students and 25-year-olds are being marketed to your 14-year-old. And a lot of parents which I'm not judging, a lot of parents are giving their 11-year-old Snapchat right now. And so a 25-year-old's marketing is going right into their inbox for an 11-year-old. So let me talk to you just real quick about how I see Snapchat versus Instagram. Can I do that real quick?
Sure.
Now, I don't get paid by Facebook at all, and I don't get paid by Instagram. They're the same company. Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Facebook Messenger. They're all owned by the same firm, right? They're a family of apps now. I don't get paid by them, but I do think they're safer than some of the other ones because they're publicly traded and they don't want your family, something bad to go wrong. They actually want to somewhat protect your kids. They're not perfect. But when it comes, so Instagram and Facebook are really kind of like sending your kids to a trustworthy home where the parents are watching and they'll report back to you if something goes wrong. Whereas Snapchat is like sending your kids over to that cool neighbor's house where the parents almost let the kids drink. They're like, yeah, you can have some beer underage and we won't tell anybody we're cool. And that's not good for your kids, right? It's just terrible. Snapchat lets them get away with some stuff. And that's my view on it is we're giving our kids these things, but it's not really, we kind of know where they're at, but we can't really monitor what they're doing in that home. And those are the cool parents over there that in the long run are not doing a good service for their children by carefully monitoring and working with other parents. So Instagram is a lot safer for your child right now. It's not perfect. It's not safe, but it is the lesser of the three evils in our green zone. Whereas Snapchat, as all of you that know that are listening to the podcast or watching right now, Snapchat's in our gray zone. Hey, heads up, if you're not on it and your kids are, watch out, because there's a lot of private messaging. Your kids are doing inappropriate stuff. I was on the phone yesterday with a mom that said, I can't believe we're all giving our kids this. I discovered my daughter's doing all this stuff. So anyways, that's my view, is Instagram first, Snapchat only when you're ready to be on there. You've watched the video to know how it works, and you've had that dialogue with your kids and seen that they are ready emotionally to be on there. Does that sound fair?
Right. Yes, it does. It sounds accurate.
Okay, so talk to me about some of your concerns. You reached out to me last week saying, hey, I can log in. I just have a couple questions. What do you think of some of the videos when you were watching them with your kids?
They were awesome. And I liked that they were very short, each of them, because the kids don't like to sit through long videos. But we probably watched about 6 of them in one sitting, because they wanted to learn about it. And they had great insights. And what I really love is that I think you keep the end in mind a lot, where you're constantly telling the kids, like, you're building your resume, you're thinking about college, you don't, think about what you're doing. So I love that. We watched pretty much every single one of your green, gray, and red app videos, all 3 of those.
Wow.
And, I asked the kids, it was a great dialogue, because I got to know, like, what they knew and what they didn't.
Yeah.
And one of my kids said, oh, my friend used to have that app. Mm-hmm. So I told him, be a good friend and tell your friend they shouldn't be using it. This should be an education for you, and you can help your friends.
Yeah. So talk to me, is the 14-year-old the oldest or the youngest of your kids?
Yes, he's the oldest.
Great. Okay, so you have younger kids. That's awesome. So some parents are thinking right now, they're listening in, they're watching this, and they're thinking, and I had this conversation yesterday with a mom, and be glad that you don't have this conversation, but it's very normal. My 14-year-old, this mom said, will not listen to me. They don't want to sit down and watch these videos with me. So it turned out this mom had 4 kids, 5 kids, 4 kids, and a 20-year-old lived at home temporarily for a short while before they get this new job. And I said, great, you have an ambassador now, because the 20-year-old child that you have is so much cooler in the 14-year-old's eyes than you are. So if you don't want to be in that room, she said, do I watch the videos with the kids, or do I let them watch them when I'm in the other room and I just trust that they're watching? I said, I don't know. That's a tough one. You got to do it the way you want to do it, but you don't want to upset your kids. So I told her, I said, incentivize your 20-year-old. And she said, oh, my 20-year-old will do this perfectly. Say, here's what I need you to do. I need you to be an ambassador to me. I need you to do this because we got a problem with a 14-year-old. You're a lot wiser than your 14-year-old sibling. Can you do this? Can you sit down and watch them with a 14-year-old? She said, oh my gosh, they would love that. So that's the hybrid version. You don't have older kids to do that, and you don't need that. But when you have a problem with your younger kids, that 14-year-old is now, you're going to give them a task, and all of a sudden they're going to go, whoa, I need to live up to this. They're going to sit up tall, and you don't even have to tell them what not to do. They're going to be able to tell that to their sibling and learn through osmosis, right?
Right.
So that's one of the frustrations a lot of people in Parent University are having.
Well, I have some advice for that.
Yes.
The reason why my kids were so into it is because I will not let them get Snapchat until they learn about it. And I told them I pretty much wanted them to watch all the videos before we got it. And also, I think I take their phones away periodically, and I let them know it's a privilege and they need to be responsible to have them. That means do their chores. And so, that's how I motivate them a little bit. Because my older one probably wouldn't. He liked them. They liked the videos. They think you're pretty cool.
Well, that's an honor. Thanks. Well, thank you so much. What ideas, what does the future look like for you guys? What do you think you're going to do with Snapchat in the future? Now that you've watched the videos, now that you feel like you kind of understand Snapchat a little bit more, and you know that it's not quite as safe as Instagram, what do you think the plan is for your family?
As much as I know about it now, it makes me kind of want to keep them not on it. I told my oldest son, if he wants to get it, then he can only use it when I'm sitting right next to him. And I don't think he wants to do that. So he's been texting a girl, and I get to read every single one of those messages. So I know what's going on. Whereas, and I told him I would do that. And so I know he's thinking, well, I can only write things that I would want my mom to see. And I think
Yeah.
at 14-year-old, he doesn't need a private conversation with a girl.
Yeah, you're so right. And you're a great parent. If your kids are upset with you once a month or once a week because you love them more than you like them, you are a great parent. Meaning you have access to their phone, you know their passcode. You're doing a great job. So know that. A lot of parents, and I say this not because you need it, but a lot of parents listen into these and go, "Well, I can't have the passcode to my 14-year-old's phone. That's their privacy." No, don't listen to your child. Your child does not have the wisdom you do. You have to. This is a car that you're giving them. You are entitled to have the keys to the car because it could kill somebody or hurt your family's reputation for the rest of your life.
Right.
And it could ruin your adult Google results, which could keep you from putting food on the table. It is a much bigger picture. And that's why I'm so glad you watched the videos about how to get kicked out of college, how to get into college, how colleges are going to search for you online someday. That gets a kids thinking about, whoa, everything I do on Snapchat and Instagram could be screenshot, put online under my name. And now my Google results are ruined. And my dream of going to this dream school and having a wonderful on-campus life are ruined. And that's how we find we don't have to tell kids what not to do. We just show them their future.
Right.
What did your kids think about that one? Did you watch the one that says how colleges will sometimes Google you?
Yes, and they started Googling themselves, so that was exciting. And my oldest son's name is my husband's name, so we found his results, and I actually found my results too, which was kind of interesting because I'm on Facebook, but I feel like I never am on it. I don't post a lot, but after watching your videos, I realized, well, gosh, I probably should be posting something.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize I had posted as much as I did, like maybe 13 years ago. And that's on there.
Yeah, it's all on there.
It's all on there.
And one of the things we tell people is your wardrobe 13 years ago in your closet was very different. Your wardrobe 20 years ago was very different. But your social media posts are just as different. You might see the world differently. You might think, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. And I'm not saying that about you, but all of us. I ran for city council. I was the most positive person on the ballot. Everybody liked me. And even then I look back and go, I learned more about what I should and should not have said there. And I've removed those. I've refined my wardrobe, which we all do.
Right, which I started doing, but I couldn't get through it all. So.
Yeah, but a little bit of refining once every 6 months is great, right? You're just like, basically giving some things away to the Goodwill. Like, I don't want to wear this anymore, right? And it doesn't hurt my feelings because I haven't worn it. I don't believe in that style of fashion anymore.
Right.
Totally fine, yeah. Well, hey, I want to thank you. Any other tips for parents that are going through this frustration?
Just keep watching the videos. I like how I can stay up. I think you have you keep up with it more than I would. So it's just nice that you're doing all that work and all I have to do is watch a video. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then those of you that are listening too, we have a Facebook group too. So if you have any questions, and Jackie, if you have any questions ever, we've got this Facebook group, Parent University. It's for those that have subscribed and are members. And you can go in and say, what about this app? I heard it's really bad through the school. What do you think? If we already have an app guide, we have 50 of them, the 50 worst and best apps, we will link to it and go, great question. Watch this video quickly. Or we'll go, well, we're looking into it. Give us 24 to 48 hours and we'll have a 3-minute video for you. And we'll tell you what we think that you should start with as an idea of whether it's good or bad for your family. And then every family's different. Every family has to choose whether they give their kids a device or not, at what age. You all have your own specific needs and requirements, but we just get you started in the right direction to give you that peace of mind, hopefully.
Right. And all kids are different, so I probably will want to protect my daughter even more so than I'm protecting my son.
Yeah, and you've got a good running start of practicing for this for your daughter, because daughter is a little bit more difficult, where I'm very protective of younger daughters. And that's really why we exist, as moms for daughters, essentially. That's our demographic.
I am noticing that the daughters, because I read all that stuff now, and the girls are very open and very forward with the boys. So that's
And this
kind of
is a dialogue you can have with them very early on before they get a device. One more thing that's really important, and I'm impressed you held off giving your kids the Instagram and advice until 14. There is a website for everybody that's listening in on this right now. I'm going over to my mobile. It's called waituntil8th.org. Wait until 8th. And if you just Google Wait Until 8th, you'll see waituntil8th.org. It's a website that says, hey, we empower parents to say yes to waiting for the smartphone. Parents band together to make sure the whole classroom waits a little while. Let teenagers be teenagers a little bit longer. And if the whole classroom, all the parents of the classroom band together as a community to say, nope, we're holding off. You guys go to birthday parties together. You have a social, you have a lot of fun, and we'll be there, and we'll go camping together and do all this stuff.
That's awesome.
It's really cool, and it's backed. It's not backed, but supported by some really big people. And I really like this a lot. Why wait? And then take action. And I think there's emails and stuff you can send to other parents, but you got to get in early. You've got to email your daughter's other parents, the parents of your best friends, and say, let's all band together. It takes a community and a village to wait until 8th grade, which is 14
I love that
years old.
idea, because I wouldn't have been able to wait if his best friend had had a phone. So the other mom and I did wait, although, you know, a lot of the other kids, I mean, they were the last ones, they said. So I'm like, that's okay. But I mean, I like that he seems to be happy now with his friends, but it seems about the right age because he's 14 and in 8th grade. So
keep this in mind too. The more, and Jackie, you're doing a great job by sitting them down and saying, you can only get it until we fully learned about it. We've all looked at it together. You learn about college, you talk about college, but you're doing a great job here because your kids at 14 don't have the wisdom that they should have at 30. And really, people say, oh, you're not an adult, you're 25. I think you're not an adult until you're 30. I really think there's a lot going on until you're all of a sudden making your own money and career. You've gone through one career and changed jobs. And your child is literally probably has 1/5 the amount of knowledge, unfortunately, or wisdom or mistakes under their belt at 14 as they would when they're 30. So you're doing a great job saying, hey, I want you to come to me. And the more you dialogue with your kids, as you know, then if they see something bad on Instagram, they're going to come to you because they're going to realize my 14-year-old friend is kind of a bozo. They have zero knowledge about this. But my mom, she has an account. She's not the best at it. She's not as savvy as I am, but she was open to learning about it. And I feel more inclined to go to my mom because we talked about this than I do to my bozo best friend because he has no idea. And my mom will be open and she won't judge. She might be disappointed if I did something, but she won't, right? So that's my goal for your family is that your kids are coming to you instead of somebody else you can't control.
Right. And I tell them if I see that they're hiding from me, which sometimes I can tell, like they start hiding and I just know it. They're doing something they shouldn't. So I tell them if they're open and they're not hiding from me, that they can keep their phone and I don't have to put it away.
Good for you. You're doing a great job. I'm so happy for you. And I'm so excited that you're in Parent University.
Well, thanks. I'm so excited that you have it. And I suddenly feel so much better about navigating helping them to navigate through this. Because it's
really
not
sweet.
an easy world these days for kids.
Yeah,
One
it
thing
is.
I do like about the Instagram and the text messaging is my parents never knew anything I did. But I know like almost everything my kids do. And especially with these things, I know their friends will post things that maybe my kids don't. So I know what their friends are doing. So I know more about their friends. So it's not all bad.
Let me have two questions. One, are you logged in on your phone on your kids' accounts? And two, do you get access to your kids' phones to look at their accounts on their phone? Like, do your kids log you into their account on your phone so you can just monitor it?
You mean I can monitor their phone from my phone?
So if they have an iPhone or an Android, you can open up your Instagram account and you can actually add an account there. And there's a Finstagram video that I want you to watch in the parent section, how to find out if your kids have a fake Instagram account.
I did watch that one.
You did watch it. So those of you that are listening right now, there's a way to add multiple accounts So let's say there's Josh and there's Sally, and you can have one Instagram app that you can click drop downs and log in as multiple accounts. But your kids might log you into their real Instagram and go, Mom, this is mine. And they'll set up a fake account, Finstagram, or spam account, as they call it. And that's where they're a little bit more blunt. So what you got to do is you got to, and there's a whole video on it. You've got to go to the bottom right, and there's like a drop down at the top. And Jackie, you know what this is all about. You click that drop down. If you think your kids have a spam account, you've got to get access to their phone, because they're only going to log themselves in to all the accounts. And there's multiple accounts there, hard to see, but you can see Josh and an airport and our Smart Social Kids account and stuff. And I can post to all three of those. But if I was a super sneaky kid, I would only give my mom access to the Josh one so she could see the real one that's private, but I wouldn't give her access to the other ones that I'm posting under, if that makes sense. So make sure you get your kid's phone, and then also are logged in on your own, so you can log in kind of trust plus verify.
Yeah. Do you have a video on that?
Yeah. And all you have to do is download the app, and then ask your kids what their password is, or say, log me into your phone. Then they might run away and get the spam account. And then you just look at, but don't, so there's a couple ways to do this. I would tell them, hey, I want that on my phone, and I want my own account. And by the way, log you into my account. And there is a very simple way to add and log into another thing. And we might even make a video. That's a great video. That's a great idea. And in fact, this is why we're doing this, is to find your frustrations. And we might make a video, but for your 14-year-old, you should have the Instagram account on your phone, and you should be able to log into your 14-year-old's Instagram account through your phone, but you should also get their phone at a regular interval randomly. Hey, it's dinner time. Let me see your phone. And you're not a bad parent for doing that, because then you're going to be able to find out, once you've watched that video, how to find out if your kid has a Finstagram, how to click that drop down to see if your kid added more accounts to their phone, their app. It won't automatically show up on your phone, but they will on theirs. So then you can see a Finstagram, you can log in and so on. And they won't know that you know how to do this. But if you find it, then you can talk to them about it. You can go, look, I want to talk to you about, remember we talked about college. We talked about phase 2 of Josh's goal is that not only we audit you first, but we dialogue about, where do you want to go to school? What are your dreams? Okay, you want to be a scientist? You want to be a pro football player? Remember, we talked about part 3 is, how do you post to look like a pro football player before you want to be it, because we got to get you into that dream school. Having a fake Instagram account, do you think that that's going to get you where you want to go? And that's that dialogue you can have, and it puts them on them. You don't have to be the bad parent anymore.
Right.
I get super pumped up. I apologize. I'm even late for a meeting, but I don't care about the meeting. Like, this is so important, what you're doing as a mom. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I don't have so much anxiety about it anymore. I feel kind of a little bit taken care of as far as my kids go. So, and I feel like I can say yes more. And to them, I mean, maybe not for Snapchat right now, but maybe down the road. And if I trust them, but I love what you're doing. I think it's awesome. And you know what, another thing I wanted to say, and this is what I tell other people, your slogan, the book that you wrote, Light, Bright, and Polite, I think is amazing. I think it's such a great way to live life.
That's so sweet. Thank you. I'm not plugging it, but I've got, yeah. Thank you. We've got it for parents or professionals and parents. And then we have a new one. We just rewrote that one of them. It's orange. It's an orange version of this. This one is exactly the same as the orange one, but this is for professionals, because professionals want to read a title that says for professionals. There's an orange version of it that I have around here somewhere that says teens and young adults on Amazon. And you give it to your teenager, and it talks to them as if they want to be a professional. And they read. Children will listen to you if you talk to them about their future. They won't listen to you if you tell them what not to do now. So we wrote that one, and you've got a free PDF version of the orange one. In your there's 4 of my books are in the thing. So you have access to the educator only digital citizenship one. This is a big one. It's got 300 pages. You have access to this one, the PDF. You can read it for free. You don't have to buy it on Amazon unless you want the physical copy. You have access to the brand new one for professionals that you could give to your husband and yourself and read. And then you have access to the other one that is orange that, of course, I don't have it on me right now, but you get the idea. Yeah, you have access to all those in the members area.
Phone, do you think?
Will they work on your phone?
Right.
Yeah, you could download them and email them to yourself, and you could open it up and save it on your phone.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, the first 90 days of your membership, you get access to all of my books, which I think is really fair. It's a good deal. Yeah. So I encourage you to go download them, steal them, share them. I mean, if we can save one child, it's worth it, right?
No,
Just
right.
one child. There's so many bad things, and I'm not here to scare people, but there's so many bad things that we need to know about.
Right.
So this book will teach you how to get fired and hired, and how to get kicked out of countries, and then the orange one as well. And kids want to be talked to like professionals. So they're the same on the inside. They're just different covers, and it seems to be going pretty well.
Okay. Well, good. I love it. It's great, great slogan.
Thank you. So those of you that are listening, you can learn more about Parent University by going to smartsocial.com. You can take a free webinar to learn the 30 worst apps you should never use or never have your kids allowed to be used. And in the end of it, there's a way to sign up for Parent University. Also, if you just scroll down on Smart Social, you can sign up right there. We do ask that people are in there for 90 days at least. I mean, really sign up with us, and it's really a lifetime type of thing, at least a year, because you need somebody on your side, as Jackie said, is going to make it much easier for you to understand the apps. You can go learn the apps on your own, but we want to save you a bunch of time. So you can learn more at smartsocial.com. Jackie, thank you for all that you're doing to inspire other people to be great moms.
I'm happy to if I can do anything, like you said.
Thank
So,
you. All right, those of you that are listening, have a great day. You can learn more at smartsocial.com. As always, make sure you know your kids are watching, so keep it light, bright, and polite. We'll see you guys on the next episode. Take care.
thank you.